Morning, Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the Monday morning miracle call. It is May the 4th, and we are at the top of the hour and excited to get going to hear some miracles. We need some encouragement. We need some miracles. The world is crazy, but we know we're not crazy. So please just go ahead and put up your hand and get in the queue. And we're going to start off this call with focusing in on the X39, our flagship product. We all know that that LifeWave has this incredible technology for any of you who are a little bit more new, and we want to feature what this patch has done in our lives. But we want to stay compliant. So just a reminder that we want to make sure that we just talk about symptoms, not disease names. We are not here to treat, cure, or diagnose any illness. And so we just want to encourage each other and share a little bit. So the first 15 minutes, we're just going to focus in on that X39 patch, that non-transdermal patch. And then at 15 minutes after or so, then we can start transitioning into any other patches that you want to share about. So just a reminder too that this coming Monday night, we're not going to be having the team call, the update and training call, which is at 9 p.m. Eastern and 6 p.m. Pacific. So just to be aware that because of traveling schedules, we won't be having that call. So while I'm talking, go ahead and get in the queue. And I see that there's a number of people that are already here. I just want to say thank you again. In case you don't know who I am, Judy Friesen from Abbotsford, British Columbia, Canada. And I am taking the temporary place for Sunshower. So I am thrilled to be able to be with you all today, both my American friends and my Canadian friends. So I see some hands up. And Liz, I don't know if yours is just a placeholder or if you wanted to speak to
Nope,
start about.
I did want to say something.
All
So
right.
first of all, with reference to what you were talking about tonight's call, that is tonight that there will not be an update and training call. Gregory and Robin and a number of other leaders are en route to Hawaii for our great incentive trip that they are all going on. But what I wanted to mention is before we get into anything, today is May 4th, as you mentioned, and it is now officially the Star Trek May the 4th be with you day.
Oh, oh,
So it
great.
is now officially May the 4th be with you today.
Love it. Thanks for reminding us about that. That's great. All right. So, when you decide that you'd like to share something, just a reminder to put your little hand up that you can find in the bottom of your screen and then keep it up while you're speaking. And then when you're finished speaking, if you don't mind, just click it to take your hand down so that the next person can come up in the queue. So we really appreciate that. And by the way, just a clarification, we're going to talk not just about the X39 in the first 15 minutes, but we also are wanting to include Celergize. If anyone has that to add, we're happy to do that. So to get started, the first person I'm going to call on is Denise, and then David, and then Brad. Go ahead, Denise.
Hi, Judy. I just wanted to say that I've been using the X39 over the past 22 months. And about 2 months prior to using the patches, I was at work and experienced the symptom where the room is spinning and you feel like you cannot control it, and it's associated with nauseousness. It was unpredictable. I couldn't figure out where these episodes were coming from. But after I had been on the patches for about 4 weeks, I realized that I didn't have any more of those vertigo episodes. And and since then, none at all since I've been on the patches. So I would say anyone who's new to the call, please use the patches. And the more that you use them, it has a cumulative effect, the better you'll feel. Thanks much, Judy.
Denise, I wanted to ask you a quick question about that before you leave here,
Okay.
or mute yourself. Did you try it in different places on your body to help with that problem that you were having, or just on the back of your neck? Can you just
Just
share?
at the back of the neck, just right there,
Okay,
that back of the neck over that C6, C7 area.
right. Thank you for sharing that. That is so many
Sure.
people suffer from some of that. So thank you for sharing, Denise. I really appreciate it. All right,
Bye-bye.
we're going to go next to David.
Good morning. I had kind of a strange call a week or so ago. I got a lady started about 2 months ago on the patches, and she called me up and wanted to stop the patches, and so, oh, really? Well, what's going on? And she said, well, I just wanted to stop, and I said, well, what is the problem? She said, well, the problem is I can't stop with the patches because I tried to get off them twice for like 3 days and my whole body fell apart. I couldn't sleep at night. I had no energy. I had achy joints and I had to get back on them. And I said, so you want to, she says, I want to stop, but I can't. And so I have to get some more.
Oh,
So, so anyway, kind of a strange call, but she said I've tried a couple times to stop and my body just falls apart and I can't sleep and achy joints and my whole body is just, I just feel terrible. So I said, well, I think that it's working for you.
wow.
So
Thank you.
anyway,
That's got to be the strangest reverse psychology, whatever you want to call it. That is
yeah,
too funny. Well, that's a great reason to have that person continue on. And so I'm glad that she did. She wanted to stay on. That's so funny. Yes,
right.
it does make a huge difference. And you
She
never
had to stay on. She didn't want to. She had to stay
had
on.
to. Yeah, yeah. That's that's a great story. Thanks, David, for sharing. Okay, so make sure that those of you who are out there, there's 108 participants so far, and I'd love to see another 5 or 10 hands go up. So we're going to move on though to Brad and then Ravel. All right, Brad, take it away.
Good morning. This
Morning.
little girl just turned 5 yesterday,
Aw.
and I'm going to steal Jerry's little pet stories, but well, it's my pet story, but she likes to talk about our furry friends. And about a year ago, she had uh, 2 or 3 little lumps in their hind quarter, and they've removed them. But when they removed them, she had a surgery scar, probably about that big or an area where they cut into her. And I used the X39 on her collar, and she healed very, very quickly. So it's not just for humans. Our pets can benefit from X39 as well.
You're absolutely right, Brad. Thank you. I really appreciate hearing about that because so many of us are pet lovers and we want to see our furry friends last a long time and get through things without having to suffer. They can't always tell us they're suffering. And so I would say just put it on even if you're not sure. A lot of people have seen great results. So thanks for sharing that. All right. So we have Ravel next and then Carla. Good
Hi,
morning,
Julie.
Val.
Hi, Grand Rising. My name is Ravel Guzman. I live on planet Earth and specifically Blue Mountains, Ontario, Canada. Good to see you here. First of all, just as a segue from Brad's comment, I had a dog before she transitioned, a lump on her leg, diminished significantly using X39. But what I was going to share is 2 Sundays in a row, I took a nice bicycle jaunt through the woods. And the first week, for some reason, I was feeling more tired than usual. And I realized that I had not put on my patches. I did not put on X39. So last Sunday I went, and the difference was night and day because I did remember to put on X39. And it just, I felt so much more normalized, just lots of energy, and was able to go a long distance and approach 3 people during my ride, even though I was going through the woods. Thank you.
Wow, thanks, Ravel. Yeah, we sometimes can use that opportunity if we do forget to really tune into our bodies and we realize even missing a day can make a difference. All right, well, come on, you guys. I know you have lots of wonderful stories, and even if it's something very tiny, it's still going to help somebody else who's wondering about that particular symptom. So think about way back when you first started, if it's been a while. We have Carla next, and then Kate, and then Loria. Oh, yes. So Carla, you can unmute and share, please. Thank you.
Hi. Yes, I've been a nutrition and fitness professional for over 40 years, but personally I've had a long kind of bumpy health journey. I've had like notes here, but a few years ago my health took a real dive and I would get dizzy and pass out and felt horrible much of the time and had really hard time concentrating, which made it very difficult. I was running a business. My employee even found me pass out at the floor on the floor at one point in time. And I was able to get my health back, but it was at great cost. And I have a list of some of the things that I have done. I've done Rife machines, magnet therapy, lymph massage. I've done hyperbaric chambers, which is very costly, LED beds, IV drips, peptide injections, numerous supplementation, cryotherapy. Anyway, the list goes on. And I was able to get my health somewhat in check, but it was very costly. And then I got on the patch in January this year. So it was like 3 months ago. In about 6 months, 6 weeks, I'm sorry, on the X39, I was always also doing the Eon. I just felt my brain coming back and my energy coming back. And then I added the X49, and then that's when I really noticed that my energy and my workouts became really good. So, and now I'm not doing the Rife machine or the hyperbaric. I haven't done the LED bed. I took all that away, so it's much less costly than what I was doing. And then I've got a great other story, but I'll let other people share, and then you can come back to me if there's time.
Put your hand back up again if toward the end we have some space. Wonderful, wonderful testimony. Thank you for sharing. I hope you'll actually write that down, and that would go a long way to encouraging others who've tried many other modalities. It's good to have various modalities, but sometimes it finally is the patch that does the job. So thank you, Carla. All right, we're going to move on to Kate and then Loria. Kate.
Hi, good morning. I want to give you a quick synopsis of Celergize
Yes.
because some of the people that are here may not know. David Schmidt used to give us all the directions every time he did a product talk once a month, tell us which supplements to get, what strength, which body system, which patch it sported. And none of us could get it right. And I prayed and prayed and prayed and held the vision. And Celergize is the answer to my prayer. It made it so easy. We knew we had the right formula, the right quality products, the right mix to support. And I tell you what, I'm telling you this because I ran out of Celergize and I'm between orders. And it makes a huge difference. I found a couple of samples from the conference and I was so excited. I used them up. And I tell you what, it made all the difference in the world how I felt. Get on Celergize. If you haven't experienced it, you will thank yourself.
Thank you, Kate. That is a great reminder to keep on top of the orders before you run out. And I'm just so glad that you have found such an improvement in that. All right, next is Loria. Am I saying your name right? I apologize, dear.
Yes, Judy, can you hear me?
I can. Loria, go ahead and share.
Hi, everyone. Good morning. I've been patching since 2019. I've been seriously sharing it since 2023. The reason that I got into LifeWave was because of a little Shih Tzu puppy. His name was Starsky. And if you don't know about him, he's famous. Thank you. He's famous, and my daughter's still conferring, he's famous in LifeWave. To make a really long story short, he was dying, he was seizing, he wasn't eating, and his mother was desperate. And she happens to be a naturopath, Dr. Tiana Conti. And she just so happened, as Providence would have it, she was on the phone that night with her friend Robin Mascari. And Robin told her about these amazing little patches. So being Dr. Tiana was desperate because her beloved Starsky was dying, Robin overnighted them. Okay, now, next morning they came, Tiana patched Starsky. Now, I want to tell you that Tiana has multisensory gifts. And what she saw when she patched Starsky was like, like a pinball machine, that each of his organs would light up like a pinball machine. Kidney, um, gallbladder, spleen, and before you know it, Starsky demanded food. He wanted to eat. He was barking and jumping, and he had 2 more years of life left.
Aw.
He even went on vacation, and he lived to be almost 19 with the good quality of life, which is amazing
Yes.
for a Shih Tzu. And I have my own story with my guinea pig Fluffy, who came back to life too. But so that's how I got into LifeWave, and I just had to come and tell everybody. Mwah.
Thank you, Loria. Appreciate it. I am
Yeah.
so glad that you got to keep your dear little puppy for a lot longer, and it's made a difference in your life. I know that. All right. Thank you for
Yeah.
sharing. All right,
You're welcome.
back to your mute, and then we're going to move on. And thank you, everybody. You're just sharing such amazing stories, and I'm grateful that you're all keeping it to that 30 seconds to 1 minute kind of story. If there's no hands up, you can share for 2 minutes, but I'm really grateful that you're all keeping to that 1 minute timeline so we have lots of time for everybody else. All right, Norma and then Deb. Welcome.
Hi, everybody. I am a 2-year veteran of the patches, and I was dealing with some really serious female issues that were just so painful. And a friend shared and told me kind of natural things because she's a naturopath. And I called her a day or two later and said, none of this works. What else do you got? Patches. I honestly was astounded that, I had almost no brain function, almost no body function. I was just feeling very old at the age of 73 when I started. And within a couple of weeks, this joy broke through that was just, where did that come from? Energy hit my body by the end of the month where I could do 8 hours of gardening and house cleaning, which I had to get ready for a big event at my home that I had a month to get ready for. And I hadn't cleaned my house. My garden was a mess for I can't tell you how long. But, at now the age of almost 76 in a couple months, I feel like a 20-year-old. And I am so grateful to David Schmidt. I am beyond grateful. And I will say with the Celergize, that stuff is amazing. And it saves me hundreds of dollars a month just to get that little jar. So thank you, David.
Thank you so much, Norma. I absolutely agree. I love the Celergize. In fact, it might be a great idea that you take a couple scoops of it and put it aside, and so that you know that you need to order it sooner than you think, and then you can go and grab your secret stash for those rainy days that your order hasn't come in yet. We're going to move on. Thank you so much, Norma, again. And Deb, and then Susan. Deb, go ahead and unmute yourself. Welcome. Oh, I think we lost Deb. I don't see her. That's okay.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, Deb, we can hear
Okay.
you.
All right.
Go right ahead.
Okay. I got started about a year ago with my friend Linda Gray that said, try this, Deb, it can help. And the first night after I wore one, my lower back pain disappeared. Every day I'd wake up in the morning and have lower back pain. Once I started using just one patch on the back of my neck, that went away. Then I have a lot of scar tissue in my throat from a car accident. And my voice is very deep and gurry. It's still deep. But I found now that I can sing higher notes and my voice is lighter. It's not as gravelly. All just because of these patches. But the scar tissue in my body I've had a lot of surgeries and such. And that scar tissue from the knees and different areas is gone.
Wow.
I did a gash in my finger, and it was about a 1/4 inch long and an 1/8 of an inch wide. I put a I put a patch by it, and it healed up really quickly, and there's no scar left. Also, when I would have a lot of lung congestion, I have not allergies. I have allergies on that stuff. And if I at night I would put one right on my breastbone, chest bone, and I have not had any problems since. So these are just like little miracle workers. And my hair is starting to turn brown again. I'm totally white. I get my hair colored every couple weeks, but now it's starting to come back brown. So you just never know where it's going to show up in your body.
That's right.
Yeah, it's
Thank you.
amazing. Right.
Thank you, Deb. I appreciate that. That's a great reminder that you can't pick the fix. You never know
Mhm.
where your body is going to start to heal first, but it makes its rounds and it will do all kinds of wonderful things if we just give it the time. It's about consistency and it's about not expecting something to necessarily happen overnight, although it could, but to be consistent and wear these patches. We're way past the 15 minute past the hour. So I'd love to hear some testimonials about any of the other patches along with X39 that you'd like to share in the Celergize. So let's start with Susan and then Petra. Susan, go ahead. Welcome.
Hi, this is kind of a fun one, but it wasn't fun at the time. Last week I had some swelling behind my front tooth and it was very painful. And I also had swelling under one of my dental implants. So at night I put a patch here and even during the day here. Well, I don't have any more swelling at all or pain. But what's in either place? What's interesting is I have lines on my upper lip. I'm going to show you a picture because I don't think you can see that where I put the patch, the lines are gone. So now I have to put the patch on the other side to make it even.
Oh, wow. Which patch did you put on your upper lip? Okay, you've all of a sudden muted. Oh, well, I think we might have lost her.
Whoops.
There you are. Are you
I'm
back?
pretty sure it was Eon.
Eon?
Yeah, so that was
Wow.
fun. And
That's
also, I wanted to share that one of my customers texted me that she wanted to see how to cancel her auto ship. And I asked her, why and how she feel anything. She says she doesn't take it consistently because she forgets. And she's young, she's in really good health, and so I just reminded her to keep her patches by her toothbrush, which I've learned on these podcasts that's what we do if we have trouble remembering. So I asked her also what if she felt any noticed any difference. I'm looking for it now. No, I don't see it. That she said that she sleeps better and has a lot more energy and was thankful for the tip about keeping it by your toothbrush. And I'm thankful for these calls because I'm learning a lot.
Thank you, Susan, for that great share and great reminder on ways that we can trigger our memory to put our patches on. Thank you, Susan. All right, we're getting close to the bottom of the hour, but we've got some time for a few more people to put their hands up. But next is Petra, and then Jonathan, and then Jerry. Go ahead, Petra.
Okay, thank you. I'm delighted to be here. Dushenka told me about the Monday morning meetings, and I started patching quite by chance. November the 8th, I'm here in San Marcos, Southern California, and Lewis Holmes was having a rally for his bid to be independent governor of California, which I'm supporting wholeheartedly. But at the rally, someone by Denise Laurie was there promoting patches, and I had heard of them originally via IG, a lady called Crystaltini, or something like that, on IG. And ironically, I never got a response from her when I asked for more information, but Denise put the patch on me. And then I heard Michael Jaco had been running some meetings with Zoom and meeting people. And so I switched to Jennifer Allen as my brand partner, who was the brand partner for Michael. but then as I said, talking with Dushenka yesterday and discovered you were having these Monday meetings. So the whole point of this ramble is that I'm 85 and I'm looking forward to hearing from anyone else who's past 80, because according to the Vimeos, I think it is the videos about X39 and all the other things, we have virtually no stem cell activity left in our bodies by the time we get to this advanced stage. So anyway, I thought, well, maybe if I keep patching, something will happen. And to be honest with you, it's hard to say if there's been any improvement. But I am 85 and I'm still walking without any artificial aids, and I'm still active, very much active. And so really, I'm here not so much to say how wonderful they are, but to learn from others. I mean, particularly past 80. That's really all I want to say. I'm here to learn, and if I can contribute in any way, of course, I'd be delighted. I'm here to be of service. Thank you very much for the opportunity.
Petra, did you say that you're 83 or 4? I didn't.
I was 85 in December. I was
85. Wow.
born in wartime Britain. My mom was an escapee from Hitler's Germany.
Oh my goodness.
And my father was an officer in the British Navy, and I was the anchor baby for my mom in the UK. So,
Petra, you sound like you have
1940, December 1940.
Thank you for sharing. We do have to move on, but I hope that you'll hear some other folk to share if they are over 80. I know you would love to hear that. So thanks for sharing. All right, we need to move on. Thank you again. And Jonathan, you're up, and then Jerry, and then Carla.
Hello, my friend.
Hi, nice to see you.
Good seeing you as well. So real quick, I just want to comment on the last lady, Petra. Continue working, continue using the patch, because you will see some amazing things happen. Sometimes it takes a little longer. Some of us have done so much to our bodies, we feel like we have 85 on us, on our body. My joints feel amazing. I tried it. The first time I tried it, it was for my blood pressure. And in 8 weeks, my doctor took me off my blood pressure medicine. And from that point on, it's nowhere but up. I exercise and I recover so quickly, along with X39 and X49. And by the way, my wife, she has been gray since she was 21. Her hairdresser said, "What is going on with your hair?" She said, "What?" She said, "I see the roots are turning black." That's my testimony. Thank you so much, dear.
Thank you, Jonathan.
Thank you, John. Thank you, Jonathan.
And Petra, you can mute your line now if you don't mind. Thank you, Petra. And just a reminder too, that when we're waiting for the patches to make a noticeable difference, there's things that are happening on the inside that we don't notice, but there are changes. And one of the most important things is to make sure, Petra, that you're drinking enough water and that you have enough minerals in your body. So that's a really important thing to remember. I'm sure you've got your water. That's good. Just keep being consistent, and I'm sure that you'll start to see some improvement. Sometimes it helps, though, to write down what it is that you're wanting to see the improvement, so that you can kind of listen into your body to think about, is it that eye that's twitching, or is it that muscle that hurts, or whatever. But anyway, we do have to move on. And so Jerry and then Carla. We're just
Hi, thanks, Judy. I know we're almost down there, but I wanted to answer a couple of my customers had some really great things, but I wanted to talk to Petra. Petra, my dad, I just lost him this last year, 3 weeks from 98. He started the patches when he was 92. Has had marvelous results of every which kind. And they're probably, with the time that we're going on, not a lot to tell you. Maybe we can talk about it next week or something. But yes, keep going, drink more water. It will work better. And just look at things that you may have had for years. My dad had a scar from the neck down to the belly button with a keloid at the top. It completely disappeared. And I can go on and on and on with different things with his heart. I also wanted to get on with a couple of my customers. One of them started 3 months ago, had that pain going down from the back and the legs really, really badly. The pain is mostly gone. Her legs feel stronger. And at nighttime, if she gets some of the pain, she will use glutathione, which, you know, that's something you can try. And she says she is a lifer, like we talk about being a lifer. And I have a neighbor that will not go without silent nights. She, for years, could not sleep. So that is her go-to with everything. And one more for me, that condition we have where at nighttime you're laying and you have that drip going down your throat and you're always trying to swallow. I was experimenting. I put a glutathione pretty high up on my throat. Hey, it really worked because I was trying to help a brand partner with the problem. So thank you, Judy, for being here the second time, and go on to Carla.
Thank you, Jerry. And yes, I can attest that that terrible burning feeling that you get when you lay down at night, it's almost gone now. And I'm just so thrilled that these patches are working. And glutathione is definitely one that I would put there or renew for those of us in Canada. All right, we have one last wonderful person to share. Again, it's Carla. Thank you for coming back on, Carla, and then we'll have to close the call.
Thanks. I wanted to share about one of my customers. She was in a car accident over 30 years ago. She was hit by a drunk driver. And as I was talking to her on the phone, she told me that I could hear that she had brain damage from the car accident. And she also said, oh, and I have a sleep problem, but nothing can help that. And I said, well, why don't you try the X39 and the Eon? So I had that shipped to her. And then within a week, she called back. And she said that she slept for 5 hours that night. She had not slept for more than 2 hours a night for over 30 years. She had been to the Cleveland, Ohio clinic in Ohio and had been on over 40 medications over the years for sleep disorder, and none of them worked. So over 40 medications for sleep disorder, and they did not work. And then 4 days on X39 Eon, and she's sleeping 5 to 6 hours a night now. And then what was even more amazing to me is that she told me the sleep disorder actually started a couple years before the car accident because she was raped. And so why the patches help from a PTSD type thing like that on sleep, I don't know, but that was just amazing, and she's ecstatic, and I'm hoping that over time her brain can get better too now that she's sleeping and using the patches.
Oh, wow. Thanks, Carla. Great share. Yeah, we know that these patches don't just help physical, but also emotional and spiritual. And so that's a great reminder and a great way to end the call with knowing that these patches can help our whole body, not just physical, but also the rest of us. So thank you, everybody, for coming. Thank you for sharing. That was an amazing whirlwind tour through all of the various interesting improvements that you've all experienced. So thank you for that. Just a reminder again that the team call tonight, we will not be having that. And I wish that all of you could just unmute and say goodbye and thank you. And we'll see you again next Monday, same time, same place, May the 11th.
Thank you.
Monday
Great job,
morning.
Judy.
Thank
Bye-bye.
you. Great job, Judy. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you very much.
Everyone.
Tennessee.
Thank
Carolina.
Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. Great
Thank you.
call. Incredible call, everyone.
Husband health, one and all.
Thanks so much.
Tennessee.
Fabulous, fabulous call.
Have a great week.